I grew up, sadly, under the apartheid regime in South Africa, which meant a lot of big music acts often didn't come to the country. But in the early 90s, the Rolling Stones came out on their Voodoo Lounge tour, and that was a really, really special occasion. At Ellis Park in Johannesburg, at the big rugby stadium, I think there were about 90,000 of us. So what sets P&J Live apart from other big venues in Scotland? I'd have to say, without a doubt, it's the passion, the quality of staff, and the loyalty that one sees from the team that we have working at the venue. I think in addition to that, we've got an incredibly flexible, agile venue that's capable of hosting everything from a small meeting right through to a large-scale exhibition conference, and also hosting some of the best entertainers in the world. What act would you most like to bring to Aberdeen? That's a good one, and it's a difficult choice. But I'd have to say either Coldplay, Bruno Mars, or Billie Eilish have got to be top of my list. And we're trying our best to do just that. What's been your biggest contribution to P&J Live? I'd say probably just bringing a fresh set of eyes, and hopefully trying really hard to get the best out of people. We got a fantastic team there. But I think, ideally trying to bring some innovation, trying to get some new ideas, some new thinking, new ways of working. And hopefully that is reflected in some of the content that we're being able to attract to the venue, certainly in the last year and looking forward over the next couple of years as well. Do you often attend the shows you help bring to the venue? Yes, I like to be at as many shows as I can be. We often work with promoters, with show organisers, with exhibition organisers for weeks, months, and sometimes years in advance. So it's great to sort of see things build over a period of time and then, ultimately see the event delivered, be that a concert or an exhibition, whatever it is. What was your first gig? Well, this would have been back in South Africa. I grew up, sadly, under the apartheid regime in South Africa, which meant a lot of big music acts often didn't come to the country. But in the early 90s, the Rolling Stones came out on their Voodoo Lounge tour, and that was a really, really special occasion. At Ellis Park in Johannesburg, at the big rugby stadium, I think there were about 90,000 of us packed in, and that was a fantastic memory. Great opportunity to see them. What is the one piece of advice you would give to your younger self? I'd have to say is probably trust your gut. You're going to be right 99% of the time. And I think it's really important to take that through life in just about everything, never mind a business career. Trusting your gut is absolutely key. A couple of other things I'd say is use mistakes as opportunities to learn. And failure is just part of that journey. They sounds like something of a cliche, but we don't get everything right 100% of the time, and make the most of those opportunities to learn. And also, again, another cliche to some extent, but make time for that work-life balance. We're incredibly fortunate here to live on the edge of the Cairngorms, and every other weekend I'm up in the hills with friends, and that is just such a great way to escape the chaos of Monday to Friday, and many other busy weekends at the venue. So I would urge people to do that as well. What's the best thing about the Northeast business community? I'd have to say it's the accessibility that one's got, and there is a real Team Aberdeen approach. I've found, we're working incredibly hard behind the scenes to bring some major large-scale events to the city, and at very short notice, just as one example, we were able to get all of the key players, whether it was the Chamber, whether it was the Council, ourselves, various other leading figures in and around the city, visit Aberdeenshire, around a table. And I think putting those people in front of a promoter and an event organiser at really short notice gave them the confidence that there was a real willingness up here to see things happen and real buy-in from across the spectrum to make their event happen. What did you want to be when you were a kid? Oh, that's the easiest answer. It was a fighter pilot, and it probably still is a fighter pilot. Other than that, maybe a cowboy. We'll have to see, but still some chances for those. What would your ideal 3 dinner guests be? Nelson Mandela, either Gary Player or Tiger Woods. That would be a coin toss. Who would the third one be? Jurgen Klopp. As a Liverpool fan, many folk out there will know I'm a big Liverpool fan. I'd love to see what Jurgen's got to say. Is it a row, your battery, and how do you take it? I'd have to be honest and say I'm not particularly partial to either, but living out in the Shire, as I do, probably a buttery. It would probably have to be warm, and strawberry jam and cream would be fine.